Welcome back to another edition of the Boston Bruins franchise mode here at Dreams Gaming. I'm Private Pen A, and last time we left off with doing the year one draft, we fell all the way down to 8th in the draft lottery, but Timothy Liljegren fell all the way down to us at number 8. So that was kind of lucky. I was a little bit worried about dropping down all the way to 8, but it worked out just fine for us. So now we're going to start this video by going to the re-sign phase and re-signing some of our players. And then we're going to dive into free agency, see if we need to make any trades, see which guys we want to sign, who's going to be here for next season. I'm going to try to be competitors for next season, but if there's no free agents there, I don't think that with what we have on the team right now that we can really be competitors. So we're going to need a little bit of outside help. So we're going to start out by going into the contracts. So the main two guys we talked about last time were David Pastrnak and Ryan Spooner. I'm not sold on Spooner. I need to go to expiring. Okay, so I'm not sold on Ryan Spooner. He's an 83 overall. He's that restricted free agent, so we could qualify him, and then if nobody's going to sign him, we can trade him. Or we can qualify him, see if anyone matches, or see if anyone sends an offer. He's got really good offensive stats, but the problem with him is the defense isn't fantastic. And as a third line center, his face-offs aren't that great. He didn't perform for us last season, only 36 points in 82 games, minus 18. We just don't really have, we need a better third line center than that. And we can't really throw him on the left side, that second line left wing. I don't think he's good enough to be a second liner. And we have a couple options for that spot already. We traded for those guys at the deadline. So David Pastrnak, we are definitely signing. The only question is how long and for how much money. So I think we're just going to give him what he wants. We might actually go over here to 4 years and make that 4.4 million. He wants 3 years. He wants that 4.475. It's not a bad contract, especially for guys in 86, and he's going to be even higher than 86 next year. Hopefully, he can be up around to 88, and matching guys like Marchand and Krejci in overall. So give him that 4 years, $4.4 million. That's not a big deal for us. So now we have about 9.5 or 9 million. Trying to do some math here. I think we have about 9 million left in cap space, and we don't really have anyone else left on our team that's going to take some money from us. Subban's going to want just 1 million. Can we do a two-way? We're going to try to do a two-way deal with Malcolm Subban. I don't think he's going to buy it, but we'll offer it to him anyways. And then Zane McIntyre, we can let go. Unfortunately, the EA rosters do not. They don't value him as much as he should be valued. So Ryan Spooner, what we're gonna do with Spooner, you see, he wants $3+ million. I don't want to pay him $3+ million to be that third line center. We can just get a guy on a rookie deal to come in and play that role for us, or we can sign somebody from free agency. And I just don't think Ryan Spooner's that guy. It's the same situation that the Bruins have in real life. What to do with Spooner? Trade him, keep him. Just qualify his RFA, who knows. So what we're going to do, we're going to qualify RFA, and we're going to see if anyone else out there will take him from us in restricted free agency, and hopefully we can get some picks back for him. And if they won't, then we'll just trade him. We'll trade his rights to a team, and hopefully get some picks or prospects back from that. So looking at the rest of this list, Dominic Moore, he's really good defensively, but I don't know if we need that guy. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I don't think Dominic Moore is going to be a guy that we're going to want to keep around. We have enough guys for the NHL roster below him, but I just want to see. He will do a two-way deal. So we'll give him, you know what, we'll just give him $800,000 on a two-way deal. Worst case scenario, he can be a top line AHL guy and have a couple of good prospects on his wings. Best case scenario, he plays fourth line for us and does pretty well. So Austin Zarnik, we are just going to give 1 year AHL deal. I'm fine with that. Tim Schaller, he didn't really get much playing time in the AHL for us, and he's only a 77. If we can, no, he wants 950,000. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Achari. We'll just qualify Achari, and we'll go to expiring over here. Zach Ronaldo, get the hell out of here. You already hurt the Bruins too much. We traded way too much to get him. So Rube Hintz, I don't know, whatever. It's one of the two. We're gonna give him a max two-way deal, max entry-level deal, since he's a UFA. If we don't sign him now, he will go back to free agency. Do not need Ferland. Do not need Tyler Randall. So that's it for forwards. And then defenseman, Joe Morrow here at an 80 overall. He does want a two-way deal. We'll give him 2 years on the two-way deal, max money. Hopefully he can develop into a bottom pairing guy for us. We do not need Grant and we do not need Cross. Those guys are maxed out already. Linus Arnson, however, at a 75 overall, we'll crank his money up a little bit. Hopefully that'll inspire him to play a little bit better, but he saw some decent growth in his first season for us. He's already up to a 75 at age 22, still has some growing room, and we'll just re-sign you, Johansson, whatever. So unsigned guys, Timothy Liljegren at a 68 overall, age 18. That's not bad, but he's probably a couple of years away from the NHL, but he already has really good passing and offensive awareness for being a 68 overall. So those stats are going to be insane by the time he gets to the NHL, and he's going to be an absolute assist machine for us, hopefully. And then McNabb and Brindamore, neither of those guys are close to being NHL ready. So we're not going to sign any of those guys just yet. If we sign Liljegren, we have to throw him on the AHL, and he has a kind of low overall even for the AHL. So we will let him stew back in Sweden. Hopefully he can get a couple of years growth over there, and then we can sign him to his entry-level deal, and hopefully he can see some NHL time on that deal. So hopefully everyone resigns, and we still have enough cap room to chase a top-notch free agent. Okay. Yeah, Subban does not want a two-way deal, so that's fine. We'll just go in and we will re-sign him to a cheap 1 year, one-way deal. We still have over 10 million in cap space. That's good news. Maybe we can sign 2 guys. We could qualify him, but I'm not gonna do that. We'll just give him 900,000 that he wants. And we have our 4 goalies: Raskin, who have been in the NHL, and then Subban and Vladar in the AHL. Okay, so we're advanced day. Hopefully Subban resigns. And he does. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and head on over to free agency. And, well, we will see what is available. Noel Chari accepted right before free agency started. I do not want to update my trade block. So let's go take a look at who is available. Shattenkirk, Datsuk, Alsner, Tyler Johnson, Victor Arvidsson as an RFA. So those are some top-notch guys. Kevin Shattenkirk is definitely an option for us. Being a right-handed defenseman, he can go ahead and play those top-line minutes, be our #1 defenseman alongside Torrey Krug. He would definitely help the team out a lot. The only problem is he wants that $6.5 million. So if we sign him, the next best guy we can sign on this list would be way down here, Mike Fisher. But Mike Fisher wants 2 years. I don't think I can give Mike Fisher 2 years. Datsuk wants 8.3 mil for 1 year. If we just needed one player, that'd be a fantastic signing for us. Just give him that 1 year deal. Alsner down here wants 5.5 million. Pretty defensive defenseman. Got decent offensive stats, but Shattenkirk, has those fantastic offensive stats, and his defense is already still better than Alzner. Just fantastic all-around player in NHL 17, and I think we're gonna have to go after him. So hopefully, right now there's 0 teams interested. So hopefully we can fight for him, and hopefully we don't have to overpay him, because that would be pretty bad. Seidenberg wants a payday down here at 4 mil. But before we get into that, we're gonna look at any potential prospects that we can sign that have fell to free agency. And right here's a couple of medium top 9 guys. So Jeremy Bracco, we'll try to sign Jeremy Bracco. Just give him a max deal. This is a way you can go in and get some free prospects. Like you see, here Winnipeg, they didn't sign their 2nd round pick 2015. Neither did the Leafs, and they didn't sign their 4th round pick either. Interesting. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up a couple of these guys, rejuvenate the prospect pool. Why is Victor Arvidsson a low top 9? That's weird. So that will rejuvenate the prospect pool a little bit. We could definitely use some more forward prospects. Is there anyone that's standing out to me in the high AHL top 6? No. Okay. So something that you can sometimes find is a guy in the high 70 overalls as like a medium top 9 forward. That's completely UFA. You can just go in and sign for free. But we don't have anybody like that here. The closest thing we have for defense is Vidi Vayin. Vidi. We'll call him Vidi. He's the closest thing to that. 6'9" overall, age 20, 2-way defender. He already has those low 80 offensive stats. Those look pretty nice. His defensive awareness is 78, so that might be a guy that we could sign. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and sign him. So that's a guy we can look at to potentially develop on our defensive core. We already have quite a few defensive prospects, but it can never hurt to add another. And from the goalie standpoint, ooh, Rusu. See, here's a guy, 74 overall already, age 19. Dallas' 6th round pick. They did not sign him. Dallas's loss is definitely my gain in this situation. Another guy we could look at down here, Carletto, 73 overall, age 19, and Van Pottelberg, 70 overall, age 20. We're going to sign Rusu. So that's 4 contracts already. I'm going to go take a look at how many contract spots we have. You don't want to sign too many guys. You don't want to sign too many prospects and then be stuck to where you're waiting for that one big fish to sign, and then he says, like, yeah, I would have accepted, but your roster's full. And then you're like, no, and he signs somebody else. And he signs somewhere else. So we have 40 to 50 contracts, and if all 4 of those guys sign, that'll be 44 or 50. So we are good from that perspective. We will be going after Kevin Shattenkirk at $6.5 million. That would leave us with $3 million. So I'm gonna see if we can offload salary somewhere. I might look to trade Matt Bolesky and throw some extra picks in there, but I'm not sure if anyone is gonna want Matt Bolesky whatsoever. Too bad Vegas isn't in the game. We could trade them a pick and be like, hey Vegas, take Bolesky in the expansion draft. But as you can see, Bolesky is getting paid way too much to be as bad as he is. Bolesky at 3.8 or Jimmy Hayes at 2.3. We'll just throw Bolesky. I'll try to be a little bit realistic here, and I'm going to add next year's 3rd round pick. We'll see if any team wants both of those, and the Arizona Coyotes do. I don't know why they would want a Matt Bolesky guy on their team. Maybe it's to hit the cap floor. Look at that. They have $29 million in salary cap available. They hardly have any NHL ready guys. Well, they do have Ekman Larsson on the back end. He's fantastic. So I'm gonna try to trade Matt Bolesky and a 3rd round pick for just some prospect down here that they are not using. We'll see if we can get Klima out of it. who was, what, a 4th round pick this year? 2017 third round pick. So we're trading. I don't know if this is going to go through. Nope. The value is just a bit low for us. So Klima's too much. We'll see if there's anybody else. To a lesser extent. Maybe somebody like... Jeez, they got Glass too. Huh, they had 2 first round picks. I have no idea. I'm I'm freelancing it right now. I don't know who to try to draft or who to try to trade for. Who they would be interested in trading. So we're just gonna go to their draft picks, and we're just gonna grab something like a 4th and a 5th. See if that goes through, and it does. So I probably could have got more for this trade, but I wanted to keep it somewhat realistic. Nobody's gonna take Matt Bolesky at his trade value in this game. So we traded Matt Bolesky and a 3rd for Arizona's 4th and 5th. So Arizona, they might need Matt Bolesky to reach the cap floor, and they could definitely use the picks right now. And we just wanted anything back. So that's going to give us about $4 million more to work with in free agency. So maybe we can pursue, in addition to Kevin Shattenkirk, in addition to Shevin Kattenkirk, which I was about to say, then I fixed myself. We can maybe look at trying to get a guy like Tyler Johnson, or we probably can't get Victor Arvidsson. I don't think we have the picks. No, we just traded our 3rd, so we can't not try to get Victor Arvidsson. But maybe we go down here to a guy like Martin Hansel to be that 3rd line center for us. It's listed as a 3rd line scoring, but if you look at that defensive category, it's absolutely through the roof. And we get him pretty much the same contract that we just got rid of Matt Bolesky for. So, number 1, the first thing we want to do, Kevin Shattenkirk, give him the 3 years he wants. We're going to crank this up to 6.75, and hopefully he takes that. We are listed as a hopeful, so that's going to hurt us a little bit, but at the same time, we're not like a rebuilder. Our team's not absolutely atrocious, so hopefully we can pick up Kevin Shattenkirk. In addition to that, we have about $4 million left in cap space, I believe. I'm doing the math right. No, we have $5 million left in cap space. Nope, we got 6. My math is just atrocious right now. 12.7 minus 6.7 is indeed 6. So we have about $6 million left in cap space. Not enough to try to get a guy like Tyler Johnson, but it is enough to try to get Martin Hansel. 3rd line center for us. Fantastic defensively. He can play probably alongside either Connor or Zaka. Yeah, there's not really any left wings that we can try to pick up to throw on our 2nd line. The only guy that's even close to that would be Victor Arvidsson, and he's not a good fit for us. We can't even trade for him, or we can't even sign him. We don't have the picks, but we could try to trade for him, but I'm not going to do that. So Martin Hansel, there's already, he's 30, so he's not going to regress in these 3 years that we're signing him for. But he does have 3 teams interested already in New Jersey, San Jose, and Toronto. And I'm pretty sure San Jose made the playoffs, but the other 2 did not make the playoffs. I don't know if 4 mil is going to get it done, so I'm just going to crank it up to 4.2. So we're paying him $400,000 more than Bolesky to be that 3rd line center. We'll see if that'll get it done. And so those are our original targets for free agency. We're going to advance a few days to see if we can get those guys. Shattenkirk would be just an enormous pickup for us, as we see our 3 of our prospects sign with us. Hansel, offer rejected. He wants to win now. Doesn't think this team can do it. Rusu accepted. So if Hansel rejected, then Kevin Shattenkirk is probably also going to reject on terms of he wants to win now. And unfortunately, we cannot offer him more money. Yeah, because we're in a interesting situation. I don't know what to do. I think we are. Oh no, they went to Montreal. Montreal? You think they're gonna win? They did just as well as we did last year. piece of shit. Oh, that sucks for us. So we get spurned from Kevin Shattenkirk, and he goes to our rival. That's just fantastic. But we do have a backup playing here in Carl Alsner. We're going to try to sign him. And we can actually try to sign Tyler Johnson now as well. We sign Tyler Johnson, we can either shove him into that second line role, throw him on the left wing maybe, or we can let him be just a fantastic third line center for us and give him good power play time to fix his second line role. So that's annoying, but we do have decent backups here. We're gonna try to give him $7 million. That would leave us with about five and a half, which is what Alsner wants. So no one's interested in Alsner right now, so we're gonna give Tyler Johnson. We're gonna see what he says. He needs more money. He needs more money than that. My goodness, this is bad. We are in a poor situation, boys. $7 million was not enough for Tyler Johnson. So let's see what it takes to get Alsner. We'll try 5.75. He's probably gonna say no to that, and then we'll try to get Hansel again. We'll give him 4.25. So it's looking like we're gonna have to rebuild this team through trades, because I really do not want to overpay for free agents, especially because they want longer term deals, and not give Carl Alsner another offer. Yeah, I did. Okay, we're still waiting on Alsner. So we still have Spooner as a backup, but I don't want to give these guys some long-term deals and overpay them, especially with free agents that are going to be. Trevor Daley's not too bad actually. I might end up trying to go after him if Alsner does not sign with us. Long-term deals, overpaying for free agents is not the way to get the job done. Alsner went to the Red Wings, so I'm gonna have to overpay for one guy and one guy only, because it's probably the only thing we're gonna be able to afford. So I'm gonna try to give. Oh, Red Wings are going after Tyler Johnson too. We're gonna try to give him 7.25 for 3 years. I don't mind giving that to the 87 overall. So I don't think we're gonna get into simming any in this video, just due to how long free agency is taking. The Devils want Ryan Spooner, 3.8 mil for 3 years, and I would get a second round draft pick in return. So we're gonna remind me in 6 days. I'm gonna look at his trade value and see if it's worth a second round pick or if he's worth more than a second round pick. Because if he's worth more, then I'll just match the offer, because we have the cap room, and then I'll just trade him myself. But it looks like the second round draft pick might be more trade value. They have Chara on their block, huh? So should we try to trade for Chara? We traded him away. Should we try to get him back? Just due to how dire our defensive situation is, you know. So their second round pick right here does have more trade value than Ryan Spooner. Okay, so if we end up not getting anyone from free agency, I might just trade back for Zdeno Chara. Could be our #1 defenseman for another season. Tyler Johnson did accept, fantastic, but we're still hurting defensively. Did not mean to click calendar. So let's see where we stand in terms of cap and in terms of defense. If you're really nice to get another defenseman, I think we're going to need it. We have $6.363 million left, so Chara falls under that range. We could trade for him back. Wouldn't have to get rid of any sort of cap. But, let's see. Carlo and McAvoy are 82s. Krug and McQuaid are 85 and 83. So if I get somebody like Chara back, he can play the top pairing with Krug. That second pairing can probably be Carlo and McAvoy, or we can split up and do something like Krug and Carlo. But then that third pairing would be something like McQuaid and Morrow. Hopefully Joe Morrow sees a little bit of a jump. So we do still need a number one defenseman. That's the thing that we are completely missing right now. And our top six doesn't look too bad, but we could also, let's see, probably could use a little bit of help in the bottom six. So right now, I'm going to see what sort of defensemen are out there. Still left in free agency. See who we can potentially sign. Trevor Daley's still there at an 85 overall. So he would probably play top line minutes with Torrey Krug. That doesn't excite me very much. I feel like we're not going to be doing too hot this year. It would have been real nice to get Shattenkirk. It would have been a fantastic top line defenseman for us. But what we're going to do, see what it would take to get Chara back from the Devils. Have Big Z, have the big man retire in a Boston uniform, and maybe make a run at the playoffs. It's something we'll have to see. So Chara here, 88 overall, 40 years old. This will definitely be his last year. $5.5 million, but of course we're still paying 1.25 to him, so he's coming in at about $7 million. If we're not spending that cap on anybody else, why not spend it on Chara? Still a shutdown defenseman. Fantastic physical category, decent offense. So let's just see what it would take to get Chara back from the Devils. Once again, freelancing a trade. So this might take a couple minutes. We don't really want to trade any sort of our prospects down here in terms of Shabbat or Zaboral. And wow, look at Bracco and Harkin's trade value. I just signed those guys to free agents as free agents. So if I wanted to, I could just trade one of those guys, but that would hurt a lot of players' morale. If you trade people too quick from signing them, that's what happens. So let's check out Jesse Gabriel. So he's about half of that trade value. I want to try to do a 1-for-1, just one prospect for Chara. And I think I might do Jeremy Lauzon, and the reason I might do him is because on the left side we still have Zaboral and we still have Shabbat, and both those guys are top 4 as opposed to top 6 potential. And we also drafted Liljegren. So that's 3 guys right there that are defensive prospects for us, along with McAvoy and Carlo and Krug. We're pretty much set for the future defensively, so we don't really need another defensive prospect. But is there anybody we can package? We could probably package Jesse Gabriel with no. Let's see if we can do straight up 1-for-1 Lauzon, who was the Bruins second round pick in 2015. So we can trade him 1-for-1 for Zdeno Chara, and we can. Let's see if New Jersey can retain any of this salary, just for the hell of it. They do not want to retain any salary. That's unfortunate. Let's see if they'll retain $500,000. No. Okay. So we're going to pay Chara the full $7 million this year, and that trade does go through. Fantastic. So we have our number 1 defenseman. We have a decent looking team. The only thing I'm worried about is our bottom 6 forwards. So to upgrade our bottom 6 a little bit, the best option, 1.618 mil. So we have no kind of money. But is this David Booth here? Yeah, David Booth. Left wing, power forward. We could try to sign this guy, but then we would be putting ourselves up against a wall in terms of cap space. And I figure to start this season off, we could probably try to let our guys grow a little bit. The guys we just traded for, Zaka and Connor, let them grow. See what they turn into, give them NHL time. We also have Vetrano, so any of those guys could make a jump to begin this next season, and a jump in overall, and they could contribute for us in a better role than we're expecting. So now I'm just sorting by offensive awareness. Yeah, nobody other than Victor Arvidsson. is NHL capable. This Moeller guy. Look at his offensive stats. Holy shit. If all we cared about was scoring goals and absolutely no defense whatsoever, this Moeller guy would be a guy that we'd go after. But look at his defensive category, 1.5 stars. No thank you. That's just asking for like a -30 player right there, even on a bottom 6 roll. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep this team like it is, and we're going to sim into the next season. I'll give you guys a little quick peek of what our lines might look like real quick. Ooh, Malcolm Subban jumped up to an 82. Must be morale from re-signing, I guess. But, so looking at forwards, looking at our forward lines. Yeah, so our first line is going to be Marchand left wing, Bergeron center, Pastrnak right wing. Nothing changing there. But our second line might look something like with the 3 centers, Tyler Johnson, Krejci, and Backus. That's not pretty. It's not really what I want. I don't really want 3 right-handed centers all on the same line, but those are our next best players and our next best options. So unless we see somebody like Kyle Connor here jump up to an 84 and 85, something that we can work with in the second line role and move Tyler Johnson down to our third line center, or maybe even Backus down to our third line center. That's what's looking like for now. Third line's probably going to be Spooner's on the way out, so third line center is probably going to be Riley Nash at an 82 overall. That's not great. And then maybe something like Vetrano and Connor. And then we got Zaka, Hayes, and Moore rounding out our top 12 forwards. And then defensively, we're looking at Chara and Krug and Carlo and McAvoy being our top 4. What pairings, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to figure that out. Depends on what kind of jumps they make in the offseason. And then McQuaid and Morrow rounding out our top 6. Our team doesn't look terrible. Goalie-wise, we got Rask at a 90, and Subban will see NHL time as an 82. Hudobin will lead the way in Providence. Probably with Rusu as his backup, we might look to get rid of Vladar. So I'm going to go ahead, sim ahead a few days. We'll take the compensation from New Jersey, and then we will go to the regular season, and I will show you guys what sort of jumps that our players made, what their overalls are looking like, and then we will call it a video there. Alright, see you guys next season. Welcome back to year 2. So what we're looking at here is, if you see our ratings on the right side of the screen, 88 offense, 86 defense, 90 goalie. Those look terrible. We're gonna see if any trades were made. Nope. And Montreal signed Tim Schaller, our leftovers. Fuck. Anything going on here in the most recent? Yannick Weber to the Oilers. Jay McClement to the Avs, and Chip Chura to the Oilers. Nielsen to the Lightning. So nothing really happened in the most recent month of free agency. So now let's get into our player progression. This is gonna make me really nervous. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I just hope it's positive. Just hope it's positive. So let's go to forwards first. Bergeron 90, Backus, Krejci, and Marchand 88. Those are the same. Johnson 87, Pastrnak 86, Nash 82, Hayes reset to an 82, Dominic Moore 80, and then 3 prospects down there in the system. Well, shit, nothing fantastic, but Connor and Zaka up to 81s. Vetrano's also an 81, so we'll do these roster moves. Heinen jumped up to a 78, JFK up to 76, DeBrusk up to a 73. He saw 7 points of growth this whole season, so that's good news. Those guys are still a couple of seasons away. So our top 6 and our bottom 6 look very different. Top 6 all 86 plus, and our bottom 6 is all 82 and below. So we'll have to, next video I'll get into making the lines and show you guys what those look like. But for this video we're just looking at our player overalls. Chara 88, Krug 85, McQuaid dropped down 1 point to an 82. Joe Moore did not jump up any, he's still an 80. Arneson jumped up 2 more points to a 77. So as that high AHL top 2 defenseman, he might end up seeing time for us with the Bruins. He has a decent defensive category. Pretty good physical and decent skating. Who knows about him, but he will be in the AHL this season. Same with Johansson. I'll go ahead and send those two guys down. Here's the big reveal. McAvoy and Carlo. What do they look like? 84 and 83. So they saw 2 and 3 points of growth respectively. So they're going to see at least top 4 minutes for us. McAvoy's listed as top 4. Carlo is a top 6, but they will both see top 4 time. So those are decent jumps. Our defensive core looks better than it did last year after we made those trades. Subban up to an 84, so he might actually be seeing the door in terms of let's see what his trade value looks like. We might have to trade him away. 2.3 million cap space, that's not terrible. But that's what our roster looks like now. So next video we'll get into making the lines. I'll show what those look like. See if we need to make any trades. We have any guys that are like Subban that jumped up that we can get rid of. Or so yeah, now our ratings are 90, 91, and 90. Similar to last year, but last year didn't turn out so great. So not sure what that's going to look like going into the season. Not sure how we're going to do. Once again, we could be contenders. At the same time, we could very easily be pretenders. But to figure that out as we move forward, I'm just going to go back in and look at Timothy Liljegren, see if he jumped up any. And probably end the video after that. Liljegren in the system. He's still a 68. Okay. But Grzelcyk jumped up to a 79, so that's good for Grzelcyk. O'Gara's up to a 78. So those guys could see NHL time next season if they grow a little bit more. Shabbat 73, Zaboral 72, Vidi is a 71. The legend Rod Brindamore 59 overall. Yeah. So that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, please subscribe, leave a comment down below. If you hate me, if you like me, whatever the case may be, you want to see something different, you want to see me trade for somebody this year, if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments section below, and please tune in next time to see how Season 2 turns out for us.